I did some of everything.
Mm-hmm.
I was a nurse. I was a nurse for 28 years.
28 years a nurse. For like the hospital or?
No, I was had private, took care of
Private
the
duty.
older people.
Okay, here it is. So you have houses on the lake, and you're going to remodel them. You're going to keep them, and eventually you're going to go back to the main house is in Ohio still.
Yeah, we go down there for the winter. I can't take the winters up here.
Okay, all right.
I when it was funny because when Mama first moved up here, we would call up, check on her every day.
Yes.
And we called up one day, and I said, "Ooh, how's the weather up there?" She said, "Well, the snow is up to the window on the back door. The snow would be up."
Really?
And I said, "And what you doing?" She said, "Staying here in the house till it melts." Because you couldn't get out.
Yes.
And they used to have a swan man
Uh-huh.
that would deliver your groceries. He would come around.
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember.
And he stocked her freezer and everything, so
Yes.
she could stay in here like that.
Yes.
When she went to church, if it was feasible, Steve would come by and pick her up.
Yes.
But no, she stayed up here, and like I said, if she hadn't had that stroke, she would have still been up here by herself. Because I said she groaning on her own. Now, how she wound up here.
Okay.
When she turned 85, she got tired of us young folks messing with her. So she bought the house down the street there.
Okay.
Her and Dad came up. They
I
retired.
stayed with Mother first at her house first.
Yeah, that was I'm talking about the recent years.
Oh,
And Dad came up, and then Dad passed away when he got back home.
Okay.
So then Mama moved on up here permanently. That's when she moved up here permanently.
Okay.
This house and the party store came available. She bought the house and the party store. So she's up here running it all by herself, but we had the joke was on her. Because the party store used to be the mom and pop store where you bought your milk, your eggs, and bread.
Okay. All right.
Well, the woman that had it in between the milk, bread, and eggs turned it into a party store, really party store, where you bought your liquor and your cigarettes.
Okay.
Mama never smoked. Mama don't drink. So when she walked in there and seen all this inventory, didn't know what to order. She said, "Okay, how we gonna do this?" Well, the customers would come in and tell her the different stuff that they want, and it started taking off.
What was the name of that store? It's just a
Still
That's the
stayed at
party
Idlewild
store?
Party Store.
still stay there. And where is that building at now?
Right across from Red. Oh, wait a minute. It used to be Red Rooster. Peyton's
right across
Grill.
the street from
You
Peyton.
own that.
Yes.
What year was it when it was yours, or when you was
When I was 80 some years old.
87,
87, and so you had that. So you're
88,
looking at
89, 90.
80s, 90 or 80s.
No, I'm saying the years that she
Yeah.
was
I'm just thinking of dates myself. So back in the, what would you say the time frame of it was?
2000, wasn't it?
2000, and you owned it. I didn't know
can't
that. I didn't know it
remember.
was opened again or
Yeah,
anything.
she had opened it up and was doing great. Soon as it took off and was doing fabulous, she cooked bread.
Okay.
Somebody ordered all these rolls.
And Mama Metcalf, I don't know if you remember her, because she was the other person that made bread in
Okay.
Baldwin. But go ahead.
And she fell off the porch there. And Geronimo was walking down the street
Okay.
and heard her. And he came and picked her up, carried her in the house and set her down. And he was going to leave because I don't know if he's slow or didn't want to be involved or something, but he just helped her in the house. But he stayed until the ambulance came. But they didn't find anything wrong with her, just that she should have been staying off of her feet some more. She started doing a little bit more falling. So
Okay.
then that's when Reverend Sharp
Yep.
called me up and said, "Y'all need to come up here and see about your mama. She done failed." Because she hadn't told nothing about it. But and then my brother came up. First B was with her. What was B's last name? I don't even know. All I knew was B.
Okay.
She was an auto mechanic. B.
Oh, yeah, but the first one that came live with me was Robert.
Yeah, I know Robert came up. That's right. My son came up to stay and help her with the store.
Okay.
Then he fell in love, got
with a
married,
girl,
and gone.
and she came to church for a while up at
Became to help
First
her.
Yeah,
Baptist.
yeah. But you know as B. I'm
Yeah,
sure everybody around Baldwin, but everybody
they
knows the
know
name.
her,
Okay.
but she was beautiful. She just helped Mama out so much, so I didn't even worry no more.
Mm-hmm.
B came back, and Mama said B done called me 15 times a day to tell me she loved me.
Mm. Mm.
She was going to Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
She had family in Detroit. She wanted to see everybody. She said, I got to see everybody. She drove around and visit everybody, and then she dropped dead.
Mm.
Massive heart attack.
Really? And that was in like the 2000s and the thousands?
2000.
You know, and like I said, everybody knows the history on it. So, yeah, you're telling them, somebody's going to
Well,
know. I know who that is, and they're going to call me, too.
yeah, you know who she
Yes.
is. Your member.
My member. It wasn't BB, was it? No, it wasn't because she was young. She was in the younger.
Um,
She wasn't older. She
Okay.
wasn't. Oh, she was younger than me,
Okay, then she did my, because I know there's
and she
yeah,
Valencia,
worked on the
BB,
she
car.
was she.
and she worked on the maintenance. Okay.
Right.
All right.
And when she passed,
Mm-hmm.
that's when my brother decided he'd come up here and stay with Mama.
Okay.
But he was on dialysis,
Okay.
and then he passed away. I said, you giving Mama more work, because he had 3 aneurysms.
Yes.
Mama had to call the ambulance, get him up off the floor, cleaning up and everything. I said, you ain't helping Mama out. You wearing Mama out.
Now,
You
what happened
was.
to the store eventually? You had to,
I
After that, we
sold
had to
it.
give it up.
you had to get, and you sold it.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. But I do remember the store opening back up, the party store.
Right.
And at that time, what was the bar called? Because it's been called
She's
so many
dead
names.
now.
Okay.
What was her name?
And that wasn't McCullough for
Yes, it was a colored girl.
No.
yeah,
Oh,
the name I thought was McCullough.
what?
Jewel.
McClure.
Jewel.
Yep.
Jewel Ware.
I do know about that. Okay.
Jewel Ware.
And she passed
She
away.
lost the store, and then she passed away.
Okay.
So
All
it's
right.
been closed, and there's nothing going on with it, because some of the family says, Susie, you gonna buy the store? No.
But you know, I thought the cleaners guy got it at one time.
Okay.
The cleaners guy, he had owned the cleaners
I don't
in
know.
town, the mobile home.
Really? It's a shame.
What was his
Oh,
name? I don't know.
Cox.
It was
Cox.
it was. Everybody knows around here. Well, we all getting that. We are
Okay.
forgetting, but we know it's so much history
History.
around here. So, so you know. But I just want to say this: you ladies are beautiful.
Thank you.
God is still blessing you,
Oh,
Mother
still
DeScott.
blessing.
I love you. I love you too, Susie. I'm just so glad that I'm going to get this out there so folks can see how good God is.
Yes, He is.
And He has
Wonderful.
brought
He
you a
has not
mighty long
No
way.
way.
Every
And
step
He's
of
You
it.
don't
still
know the
going,
way.
you know.
You don't know the ways that come to us. We moved every 6 months or so when my father was with us. He wasn't with us.
Yes.
He was partying. He was having a good time because he
Her taking care of the kids, and he was on the
had
road.
been here a long time. He had been married before.
Yes.
He had 2 children by the first wife,
Okay.
and then 6 by
With your mother.
my mother.
Mm-hmm.
Then he the girl died. She ate some and he wouldn't let him have no candy. He wouldn't let him have. He can't have it. He can't have it. He can't have it. When he got with us, he had everything. But we couldn't eat him up. He would drink, and the first thing in the morning when he get up, he
Have a little shot.
had to
Had
have
a
his whiskey.
Yes. Yes.
He'd go to work with it. Work all the hours and drink, sneak off to the locker so often to get a
Another
drink.
little nip.
But he would go to church on Sunday.
He's still making it to church.
He still make it to church. But he could get that drink in before he went to church.
I wish we had more dedicated folks that would go to church now. They do everything but church. That's why the world is like it is today, and that's why we got to keep on believing Jesus to come back
And
soon.
that's why
And just give him a praise and give God the glory for this beautiful.
He's the only one that keeps us and keeps us.
Only one. So God bless you.
if I could tell, if I had
Go ahead.
ever written a book
Go ahead.
that I started to write when I was younger,
Yes.
I was going to write a book and publish it. I said, I lived too long. I need to live. I say, here I'm 90 years old. I need to have a book. I'm going to write a book.
Go ahead.
And I never got to write the book. And it's so much to my life. You don't know the furniture that I made.
Yes.
Everything.
I made the clothes that I made, and the clothes I made up here.
Yes.
When I was up here, I made clothes.
She was a caterer. She, like we told you, she was working at the Girl Scout camp. She had her own catering business. She did weddings. She did dinners for the biggest one I think was 1,000 people for that one dinner thing. I got fired. I don't have no patience with people.
Okay.
This was a little tiny party that she had to do. And we were late. My nephew fell down the basement steps. Mother drives and I drive. His mother didn't drive. We were the two that were catering the party.
Yes.
So, one car. So we had to take him to the hospital. That was more important. So we got to the party and it was late.